everyone, welcome to episode 18 of soap making from scratch. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, if you click the iCard in the top right hand corner, that'll take you to the soap making from scratch playlist, and you can watch every episode all the way through if you want to. If you don't, you're just interested in a goat's milk soap, a raw goat's milk soap, then this is the video for you. So I know I haven't been too good this winter at getting soap making from scratch episodes up and running, but I promise I'm going to make it up to you, okay? Right, let's get to it, shall we? Nice and quick, as fast as we can. I do actually make a huge mistake in this video. The type of lye we're using today is NaOH, which makes solid soap. Our weight of oils is in grams, but the recipe calculator actually calculates it into percentages, ounces and grams. So we're going with 851 grams of oils and butters. Our water as a percentage of oils is going to be 25%, which means 25% of the weight of the oils and butters that we're putting in is going to be liquid. In this case, we're going with raw goat's milk straight from the goat, which I got from a local farm here. It wasn't easy to find actually anybody selling goat's milk, but I got some from Hall. So thank you for that, and I'm going to repay them with the soap actually. So that's a good deal, isn't it? Right, our super fat today is 5%. We're not using any fragrances. As per usual in the soap making from scratch series, we haven't used any fragrances at all, because basically what we're doing is we're just coming up with recipe after recipe after recipe so far, with all manner of different ingredients. And this week it happens to be raw goat's milk, but we're also only going to use a very small quantity of butters. So we're actually using cocoa butter today. We're also using unrefined shea butter because I want that maximum fragrance load with the unrefined butters and oils. Unfortunately, I only have refined cocoa butter, but luckily cocoa butter, even if it's refined, still has a lovely rich chocolatey smell. So it's a very high butter content, this soap. So cocoa butter, shea butter and olive oil, that's all we're using alongside our goat's milk. So you'll notice there's no palm and there's no coconut oil in there, and not very many in the way of liquid oils. It's mostly solid oils. Probably not going to give us many bubbles, if any at all, but it'll be a lovely rich moisturising bar of soap that does smell quite magical actually, considering it is a goat's milk soap, which can usually be a bit on the stinky side. So we're going with 371 grams of cocoa butter, 240 grams of shea butter and 240 grams of olive oil. We're going to calculate the recipe. We check to make sure the quantities are correct. 851 grams in total of oils and butters and 100%. Right, now let's view or print the recipe. Okay, so viewing or print the recipe, we're going to call this recipe the Eden's Secret Raw Goat's Milk Cold Process Soap Recipe. And if you'd like a copy of that, please just get in touch via the website and say, Karen, can you send me the raw goat's milk soap recipe, and I'll send you the PDF. We're just going to put some notes here, and what we're going to say is that we are using frozen milk. The reason we use frozen milk is because goat's milk has a lot of sugar in it, and when you mix it with the lye, it obviously has a lot of fat as well, so it wants to solidify and cook the oils and everything that are in there, and it gets super hot, which makes the ammonia scent that comes off really, really strong, and we want to try and avoid that. So because we're using full milk, in other words, the liquid is only milk, there's no water mixed with it or anything like that, we have to freeze it. It's the only way to keep the temperature down. So let's print this recipe and let's get making the soap. Okay, that's all our surfaces wiped down. Now time to weigh out some gorgeous oils. Now I realise why the bar had such a gorgeous buttery, chocolatey, shea buttery smell. Because it just had chocolate in it basically. Okay, so 240 grams of cocoa butter and 240 grams of shea. And this is the cocoa butter I was chopping up the other day. If you want to see me do that, if you missed that video, there's an information card in the top right hand corner. Oh, I'll probably link it in the description as well if I remember. So I have my goat's milk here. And it's very, very frozen, so I'm just going to let it melt, defrost a bit. It's got a bit too much ice on the outside of the container, so let's get rid of that. So just thank you for that. It doesn't want to come out of this casing yet, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and when it's ready to pop out I will come back to you. Okay, let's see if we... No, it's a little hard. better, isn't it? That's what we want. Just a little bit slushy. Now I just need to check how much I need. 212 grams, so let's get weighing it, shall we? Smells like milk. Do you know, when I was a kid, it's just reminded me, when I bought this, my husband said, have you ever tasted goat's milk? And I said, actually I have, when I was a kid once. A kid, that's funny, isn't it? Excuse the pun. I'm just going to get a jug for that. Yeah, when I was a little kid, there were what we call allotments in the village I lived in, and it was where people grew vegetables or had like little extra gardens, and they would have all sorts in there. I don't know if it was my dad's, but I remember someone having a goat and actually giving me a taste of goat's milk straight out of the goat. It was warm. It was actually the worst tasting memory I've ever had in my life. So I've never had it since. And I'm a little skeptical to taste it. Gosh, shall I taste it? Oh, it actually tastes like, it tastes a bit like cheese. Very, very, very mellow cheese, like mozzarella or something like that. That's what it tastes like. Fairly creamy, yeah, fairly creamy. Okay, so time to measure our line now. We need 108 grams of sodium hydroxide. Now we just need to move that there and that there, and we're just going to add a little bit of sodium hydroxide at a time. I've seen it done so many times on videos. And I'm nervous. It's one of those things, I don't know, like, you can sit looking at it and looking at it and looking at it and looking at it and thinking, I'm going to make that, I'm going to make that, I'm going to make that, and there's like something in the back of your mind's like stopping you from doing it because you're frightened to try it. Well, that's what I've been like with this. So yeah, it does melt the milk fairly quick. Much quicker than I thought. Just do that bit and then add the last one after I've stirred this in. I'll tell you what I am interested in, to see the temperature. because when you do the water it just heats up so incredibly fast. And I'm interested to see whether, because it's got the ice in, oh yeah, it's still really cold, really cold. It's changing colour a little bit there now. So I guess the beauty with this is if it does stay on the cooler side, you'll be able to make your soap straight away. You don't need to wait for it to cool down like you do with the water and lye. Now, you don't have to wait for water and lye to cool down if you don't want to. You can just do it while it's nice and hot, and then you'll probably be assured of a gel with your soap. Oh yeah, it's changing colour, but it hasn't gone that the colour that it did last time, and it's not curdling or anything either. Okay, I couldn't really find anything because I wanted to find a full goat's milk recipe. A lot of them seem to be with water. I know they're out there, but it's just finding one to hand at such a quick, you know, such quick notice. So the temperature is 31 degrees Celsius for both of the oil and the lye mixture. So I'm just going to be really daring and just go for it. Doesn't look like anything I've done before. I'm having a feeling it's going to saponify really fast and be a really thick batter. So I'm a bit worried how I'm actually going to even get it in the mold, to be honest. Well, we've got ribbons on top. That's it, I'm going for it. I'm going to pour it straight away. I love the colour actually. But I can definitely smell ammonia. It's not strong, but I can definitely smell it. I just hope that dissipates. Do you know what? I've forgotten to put the olive oil in, haven't I? Uh-oh. Well, we'll see what we've got. That was a bit dumb, wasn't it? This is going to be a very rich soap. I can always make another one, can't I? We'll do another one with the olive oil in. Okay, just to make sure I get the exact right quantity in my jug, I'm going to put a jug on there that's got nothing in it. I'm going to turn that on, and it's turned on, so it says 0 on the viewfinder. I'll just pop my cocoa butter on there. We've got 612 grams of cocoa butter and shea butter. We should have it 611, but we haven't. So all I'm going to do now to fill this up to quantity is pour the olive oil in until we get up to 851. I'm wondering what that lye heavy soap's going to be like. I've put a little bit too much in there, so I need to scoop. Well, I won't scoop it out, I'll get a pipette to do it. Come on, my pet, come with me, my pipette. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? So I can see there's some sort of, I don't know if you can see them. I'll just give it a stir and see if any pop up. I saw some, like, the odd orangey lump in there. So I'm going to strain this. Oh, it smells like the hairdressers. It smells like I'm getting my hair bleached. Yeah, there's some, just be some solidified lumps of fat that are in the goat's milk. So don't want those in there. Okay, let's give that a blend with the blender. So we're going to get this poured into our moulds. Huge difference that olive oil makes. Okay, it's time to unmold these babies. These 7 at the back, they're the ones I made by accident and forgot to put the olive oil, so they're going to be lie heavy. These 10 here are the bars that I made that are the correct recipe, shall we say. But before we proceed, I just want to mention, when I was talking about all those costings and everything, over the last 17 years, I have seen like hundreds of soap makers come and go. They come and they seem to do very well. They sell loads of stock. And then all of a sudden they disappear. Same with shops. I think the issue is they've
put all of that work in and they just haven't made enough profit to sustain the business. And you need to make enough profit to sustain your business, otherwise you're going to go out of business. Ooh, how pretty. It's got a lovely little one leaf logo on the side there. It says on the front, Flower Essential Oil Beauty Snap. I guess that doesn't go with a goat's milk soap, does it? Yeah, it does smell like cocoa butter. It does. I can't smell any ammonia whatsoever now. So yeah, it really is a shame that so many come and go, but just learn a lesson from those people who've come and gone. I mean, again, there's like your assessments and everything that you have to pay for in the UK and the EU. All that needs to be taken into account, and the list is practically endless for costings and the price of everything. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. It's obviously a lot lighter in person. It's a lot lighter after saponification, but it is a beautiful, rich, gorgeous cocoa buttery soap. So I'm dying to go and test this in the bathroom. It's going to make a nice photo, this. A really nice photo. So I'm going to need to put a mark on the ones that are lye heavy. And it's funny, they don't look lye heavy. I haven't got any tester strips either, pH tester strips. They got wet and so they ended up going in the bin. So what I'm going to do on these ones, I'm just going to put an X on the back. So I know these are the ones. Oh yes, it's very hard. It's rock hard, this soap. And if you were to cut it, I reckon it would be really, really crumbly. But it still looks okay, doesn't it? I'm going to dare to zap it with my tongue. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a bit tangy. Not something I'd recommend doing, the tongue zap test. Better off using, mind you, because I'm thinking you don't want to be eating lye, but apparently pretzels are dipped in lye. Did you know that? Or boiled in lye before they're baked. It's really surprising how many things contain sodium hydroxide. It's scary, really. Okay, so we're going to test the lye heavy. I wouldn't suggest you test lye heavy soap. I'm just going to do it and see. I just want to know what it feels like. I want to see if it hurts us at all. It's very hard. Very, far too hard. But I think it would last forever. So as you can see, we're not getting any bubbles really. I didn't expect any bubbles, but that is, I don't know, just a waste of time. Let's see what this one's like. It's much softer. And we've got bubbles. Now it's weird that, isn't it? Because the bubble result said there wouldn't be any. So we have got some. Definitely a very creamy bar. It hasn't got very good slip. But it might do after it's saponified. It's definitely dragging. But it does still feel like a luxurious bar of soap, so we'll just pop it in our soap dish. I like it, I don't love it. So there you go, this is one I wouldn't bother with, just because it's got no lather, the slip's not very good, it drags on the skin. But if you want a very, very moisturising bar that doesn't have palm oil, doesn't have coconut oil or anything like that in, and you want a real big selling point that you're using just rich butters in a soap, go for this one. It might suit you. You know, everybody's different. We all like different things. And this might be a very, very suitable soap for you. Alright everyone, I will see you very soon for another video from Eden Secret, and I promise it won't be too long until our next episode of soap making from scratch. Just remember, if you haven't seen every episode, I'll pop a playlist on the information card in the top right hand corner for you. I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye for now.